For the past 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, Nigeria has been having challenges that are beckoning and waiting for answers and solutions. That is why we are bringing to you our program, State of the Nation. And this is going to come up on our flagship program this morning on ITV. I am hereby inviting you to join me, Bola Bakare, your host, on State of the Nation, so that we can hasten the motions that brings national development. It's going to be a regular basis on Tuesdays. Make it a date with me. I'll be there waiting for you, and then we shall discuss Nigeria on an holistic level. Welcome back to our Lofty program and our discussion segment on This Morning on ITV. With us in the studio is a man who's going to give us a lot of information and what we should know about the workings of the Nigerian Correctional Center. Most of you might not be too used to that language. The former language was Nigerian Prison Service. But prisons is not a proper language, because nobody is supposed to be in prison. The idea is to correct the person. Little wonder we now changed it to Nigerian Correctional Services. And with us in the studio is none other than the Public Relations Officer of the Nigerian Correctional Office, Assistant Controller Abubakar Umar. My brother, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Good. As you've seen, the Nigerian Correctional Center is doing a very, very, very big job in keeping miscreants off our streets, in rehabilitating them while with them, in going by virtue of what the name stands for, Correctional Center, trying to correct their radicalization into something that will become normal so that they can be released into the general public again. My brother, you have a tough job on your hands. I want to say thank you for doing a tough job.
Thank you very much.
But the thing is, how good are you managing our people in the correctional centers? Because the word out there is, there is no correctional center with the ideal numbers. All the correctional centers that you built, if they are for 10 people, you have 15 or 20 in there.
Or even 50.
Even 50, when there are 10, you put in 50, and then there's bound to be that overlap of human endeavor. What are you doing? Let's start with that first. What are you doing in terms of this overload of prisoners?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
You see, Nigeria Correctional Service, as it is now known,
okay,
has been developed to ensure that those in our facilities are well taken care of. Okay. And the issue of congestion you have just mentioned, most of our facilities, we don't have much congestion in our facilities, because one, there is what we refer to as criminal justice system, where the police effect the arrest, the judiciary look into their cases, and those who are found wanting or jailed are brought to our facilities. But however, in the course of the oversight function of the judges or part of their duties, they do what we will refer to as jail delivery. So they come to
educate our viewers.
Jail delivery is that they come to to our facility to review cases of those who have been jailed, and those who are not supposed to be in our facility are let go. So, and that has actually helped in decongesting our facilities.
Oh, that's good.
So when it comes to the general welfare of the inmates, because the idea is Nigeria Correctional Service, it's not prison. People are not supposed to be in prison. They're supposed to be rehabilitated. They're supposed to be corrected. They're supposed to come out as better persons if at the time they are coming out. So what are those things that the Correctional Service is doing? Has there been any improvement in the general welfare of inmates?
Well, thank you very much. Let me make this known today to Nigerians. You see, the concept of change began in the year 2017. during the working visit of the present President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, to Kano. Fortunately, our facility is one of the scheduled places that he's going to visit. And when he went to Kano Central Prison, as it was then called, he now saw the, decades buildings that people are kept. What came out of his mouth is that this is unacceptable. We must change the narratives. And that brought the idea of 3,000 capacity facility that is currently ongoing in the 6th geopolitical zone in the country. I'm sure you are aware of that. You see, the reason is that in the past, as the name connotes, prisons, people see it, or it is seen as a kind of punishment and place where people are kept. But today, the narrative has changed. People should be corrected. A lot of security agencies dwell more on the suspect, but Nigeria Correctional Service dwell on the crime, not the suspect.
That's separating the person from the crime.
Why did so person committed this crime? We'll go into it, investigate it, know why he did what he did. Having found out why he did that, now the onus is on us to find solution to the problem.
Now you want to correct him and educate him.
Yes,
so
why?
And
these are the reason why we have various rehabilitation programs in our facility. Which one? We have what we call counseling rehabilitation program. Because it's not everybody that steals, it's not everybody that commits robbery, it's not everybody that commits arson or other crime. But there are some petty quarrels, even between husband and wife.
that leads people to
That,
prison.
of course. Once you commit what we refer to assault, it can take you to jail. So assault, we have skills acquisition program in our facilities. Then we have education rehabilitation program. I'm sure you are aware currently. If you are not aware, I'm not telling you that in our educational program to inmates, we have over 1,000 inmates going on their degree program in our facilities.
That's a good one.
We have 6 inmates currently doing their PhD in our facilities.
That's great.
So the extent is to ensure that these inmates that are brought to us, we are able to change them to a better citizen so that it will aid their reintegration back to the society.
That's good.
That is just the mandate.
So will I be correct to say that people on death row will not be captured in this rehabilitation, in this program?
Well, the program mostly is for those who already have got their sentence. So they are not left out, because even those on death row, it's not a hopeless situation. Because their cases, yes, their cases can be. Yeah, you can be, because there are some people who are on death row and their sentence can be committed to life imprisonment.
Okay.
So it's not a hopeless situation.
Yeah, let me now throw out that question at you. I was about asking you the question, but you were quick enough to answer it. That based on the congestion on hand, what is the demand of the Nigeria Correctional Service to the federal government, for which you have already answered by saying, Mr. President mandated you to say, okay, we're going to have 6 correctional centers in the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria, for which I am conversant with the one you have at Karishi. There's another one at Karishi, and then it was the Minister of Information that broke the grounds. Those are good, lofty ones. At the same time, there is that belief, because I will say this because we investigate what we see, that you do not feed them well. What do you have to say about that?
You see, one thing is that there is difference between being at home and being outside.
That's true.
You see, let's be frank with ourselves.
Okay.
You see, I must say this, that we will continue to be grateful to the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, because he's the only sitting president that has ever visited our facility.
Wow,
that's good.
So imagine successive government did that, which means we will have been far better than how it is now. About the inmate feeding system, I must make bold to tell you that most of the inmates enjoy what they have been given. The only thing is that you cannot stop people thinking their ways. I can't stop you thinking what you are, from what you are thinking. But the question is that the right thing you are thinking? Is that the fact? And secondly, in whatever endeavor we undertake, you cannot rule out one little misgivings. But overall, I must say that the issue of feeding system in Nigeria Correctional Service is very premium in the present administration of, the Controller General of Correction, Haliru Nababa.
Thank you very much. At that juncture, let us take a quick commercial. We'll be back.
Thank you, sir.
And to your viewers, don't go away. Welcome back. We still have with us in our studios our guest, Assistant Controller Abubakar Umar from the Nigerian Correctional Service. Along the line, he has been able to educate us about the format and the ways the Nigerian Correctional Service goes on.
So I have a very serious question I wanted to ask you, and
Go
it has
ahead.
to be, I'm a woman.
Ah.
So anything that has to do with women is very, very...
It's with emotions.
Exactly, important to me. How do you treat pregnant women, like when they give birth? What happens to them and their kids?
Fortunately, in our system, we have a robust healthcare system in our facilities. As I speak to you, we have virtually in over 200 of our facilities, we have over close to 200 doctors in our facilities. Wow. And as part of our health system, as captured in 2019 Act, Section 23, subsection 2 downward, speaks volume about how the health system of our facilities should go. So as such, whatever privilege or privileges enjoyed by the male counterpart, I want to tell you that the female counterpart enjoy more. Reason being because of what is obvious. For example, one, every month, a woman is engaged in one thing or the, which is their monthly something, which is being provided by our health facilities.
Wow.
And when it comes to issue of maybe medication, virtually every 6 months, the Controller General ensure that the clinics in our facility are stocked with medication, drugs that will be given to any inmate that falls sick. And we have laboratory, scientists in our facilities. We have doctors in our facilities. We have nurses in our facilities and all medical personnel. However, where maybe an inmate, falls sick, and maybe the nature of the ailment, we cannot be able to handle it, they are normally referred to the appropriate hospital where they will be taken care of.
That's good. Because what I wanted to add was what she asked you, that what happens if the female inmate comes in with pregnancy. And then she's due to deliver on the spot.
You see, the system is that on admission, they go through what we call, they will have what we call board that involves medical personnel. They will go through tests to know if they are pregnant or not. However, if for any inmate that she's pregnant on admission, of course we have mechanism of taking care of them, because from they attend the antenatal there, just as I said,
we have the personnel.
Yeah, we have personnel, we have the facility to take care of them until delivery.
Oh, that's a
qualified doctor.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes.
So the shortage of doctors does not affect you?
No, it does not affect us. Service. No.
One big question, which is probably going to be our last question.
Sorry, sir. Before I go, one thing that the Nigerians should applaud us for is issue of our healthcare services. Okay. Since the issue of pandemic, issue of Ebola, issue of COVID-19, issue of you have never, even in the developed world, you do hear where the people who are free walking about, they have crisis. But here in Nigeria Correctional Service, despite the restrained environment they are, we never have such cases because of the robust health system we have in our facilities.
Okay.
So I think that, I mean,
that's a plus for you. That's a
you
plus for you. Now let me ask you the big question. We're going to probably make it to our last word. There have been serial jailbreaks in Nigeria. Lately, here in Abuja, the capital of Nigeria, it has happened in Osun, it has happened virtually everywhere. In Kogi, there have been jailbreaks. What do you think are the causes? Do you think your security system, because I know some of your men are armed now, do you think the security is not enough? Or do you think the structures are not good enough? What are your answers to this as against trying to mitigate jailbreaks? If you are to be asked, how do you mitigate jailbreaks, what will you say?
You see, security is everybody's business.
Yes, of course.
And the Nigeria Correctional Service is just getting a fair share of the security challenge or challenges all over the country.
I like the way you are talking.
It's all over the country. It's a system that has affected even the most advanced country. Okay. However, they say when the frog in the front falls in the pit, others behind take caution. We have learned the hard way. One, the issue of jail attacks to our facility. You see, we have been trained to, curtail internal crisis or insurrection among the inmates. So the what is happening now is alien. It's new to us, and that is why in the wisdom of the service or our Controller General, he felt that the best way to go about it is, one, to have a kind of robust collaboration with other security agencies. Secondly, let me say it that the best war is won through intelligent gathering.
Of course.
And that is where even the general public should come in. Like the unfortunate incident of Kuje attacks. These people that came to attack our facilities congregated somewhere. People must have seen unusual movement. And that is why there is a saying that when you see something, say something. Because, of course, the people who came to do this nefarious activity, the enemies of the state, are also enemies of the people. Because those who will be nuisance to the public are the people that are kept behind the bars. And if these people are let out, would mean people who are doing their businesses, people who are going the lawful citizens of the country would be affected. And as such, so they have a critical role to play on the issue of intelligent gathering.
Thank you.
Actionable intelligent information should be given to the appropriate authority so that we can be able to do something good.
I would like to ask you one more question based on what you just said now. You said your training is based on crisis management within the correctional centers, which you call facilities. What we had now in terms of jailbreak is an external situation on ground. I would like to ask you this point blank. Do you now have the collaboration from other security agencies so that situations like that do not occur again?
Most of our armed squad personnel have been sent on training. We have equally deployed what I would refer to e-technology. E-correction, okay, by extension technology, where we have, a monitoring room from our national headquarters. Every activity is taking place in Kujena, we monitor it. The Honorable Minister commissioned the facility about last year. So what we are trying to say now, we want to deploy technology to most of our facilities, whereby we'll be monitoring the activities of at least 1 kilometer from the facility, so that at least when we see any incursion, those who are not supposed to be there, we will see them, alarm will be raised.
Thank you very much. That is a nice one, because Nigerians and our viewers listening to you can now sit back and relax a little bit. Because when the case of Kuje happened, a lot of Nigerians were uneasy that how come that will happen. But to our viewers, Assistant Controller Abubakar Umar has been able to tell us that not only are they containing the prisoners in-house, they've moved out-house to be able to curtail external insurgents so that we, the populace, can sit at home. And his last word was, if you see something, say something. Because if you don't give the information that some people that are not supposed to be here are here, unfortunately, situations that you don't expect will happen. My brother, I want to say one big thank you for honoring our invite. Once again, you are viewers, I will tell
Thank
you
you,
that is the PRO for the Nigerian Correctional Service, Assistant Controller Abubakar Umar. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much, sir.
And on that note, we would like to say, don't go away.